Well, the pressure got to us a little bit more in terms of the pressure they had. I thought he still did a really nice job. A few times he got out of the pocket maybe a little too soon in the second half. But again, that's part of the issue we have is we're sitting in 2nd and 10s and 2nd and 11s and things like that, and it's really tough against a defense like that to be able to convert those. We had instances where we had man coverage, went down the field, but we couldn't get open. So it's really the difference. We only scored 7 points in the first half. When we're really good, we have a mix of run and pass. When we're one-dimensional, they covered us pretty good. I mean, we couldn't create any separation in space. And when you play man coverage, you get man coverage played against you. That's what's going to happen. And if you can't create the space. But that goes back to me. That's my fault.
You guys tackled so well last week. Today, at least the first half, particularly.
Well, it's not just even as a team. I mean, certain players tackle better than certain other players tackle better. You got to give them a lot of credit. They were efficient, and some of the big runs came spitting out, but the runs came spitting out because of a lot of missed tackles. And that's the big thing. We had a lot of missed tackles, and you have one missed tackle against this team, you're out the gate. And we had a lot of people missed a ton of tackles, and had to make some adjustments. And offensively, lost some more guys, and they were able to get more pressure in the second half. To answer your question, a lot more pressure off the edge, and you're down to some guys who've never played before, and their first game's got to go against some phenomenal pass rushers. So, we got whooped.
Donnell just loses composure.
That's not our culture. That's unacceptable 100%. So that's why we pull him out. He gets ejected, and 100% unacceptable. But again, that's not what we're about whatsoever. And, I'll have to pay the price for that.
Coach, was it just straight man defense on Tyler Johnson that took him away?
Well, yeah, we ran multiple man things to get him open, and we didn't get open. And, so, that's part of them being a really good defense and us not being able to create separation. We got into some things later on where we can get the ball down the field, but, you're just not going to throw up goes every single play, but, I thought, we were able to create some things in the second half here and there, first half here and there, but there's no consistency. There's no flow to the game. Every time we get a flow going, or somebody gets hurt, or somebody's coming out, or we didn't have many penalties, which is good for another week. But then we have the sack fumble. That hurt us. There were 2 drives, I think, in the first or second half. I think first half, where we did get the ball at the 50-yard line, had a really nice field position, and we didn't get anything from them.
Coach, what went into the decision to keep the field goal in there instead of going for touchdown?
It was 4th and 4. We weren't able to get a few yards the prior play, so I figured we'd kick the field goal.
Coach,
We're come away with points somehow, some way. I wanted to come away with points, period.
Coach, did Michigan run anything new that you didn't see on film, or was it just their execution that enabled the run game?
Both, yep. Don Brown's defense, they're going to attack you from multiple ways. There's draft picks all over that field. They're very, very, very talented. Everywhere. And from the inside to the outside. We knew that inside would be very difficult. They have some of the best interior D linemen. D-line in general is one of the best in the country. We knew we'd struggle, especially against our guys. We're not strong enough. We haven't had a full – we're one of the least experienced and youngest football teams, and everybody gets on me about that, but that's reality. And you're going to go against these grown men over here. We haven't had a chance to get strong enough. We got thrown around a little bit last week at Iowa. We got thrown around a lot today. But I think it was a mixture of a lot of things. But there were times where we were able to max protect. But if we're max protecting, we're only putting 2 guys out in a route. And if we happen to call that versus cover 2, then you're blanketed pretty good. And if you do against man coverage, that's what you want. But if we can't create separation, then we have a problem.
Did you go with Blake just because he was more effective than John?
Well, I think John's had his elbow for a while, and he's a really, really tough linebacker, and he's been able to get by with playing with one arm for a while. But when you play a team like this, you're not able to play with one arm, and that's what we were noticing. It wasn't because of his effort. It wasn't because of his leadership. It wasn't because he didn't want to. It's just the effectiveness of what he was doing. We had to make a change at some point because you could tell it was bothering him. from the performance we were seeing. So you got to do something to get him out of the game, and and we did. And I thought Blake played really well.